Welcome everybody to Guardians of Tyr. My name's Barry, and today we've got Age of Sigmar Champions. We've got Chaos versus Destruction. So we've got Iridescent Horror, a Gaunt Summoner, a Curseling, and another Iridescent Horror for the Chaos player versus Gordrakk Fist of Gork, Cunning Grot Shaman, Orruk Boss, and a Grot Boss for the Destruction player. So quite a quirky Chaos deck. Just lots of high damage chaos spells. So Gordrakk's definitely going to, if he gets some abilities off, he's going to be doing an extra 2 damage because he's versus a wizard. So Grot Slash is going in. Basic stacking unit. Deals 1 damage on his first 2 corners and will benefit from an extra stack. So we've got Mystic Shield going in. Curseling hits his first quest. Chaotic Restoration going in for the Iridescent Horrors quest. So he takes 3 damage to himself, but the Mystic Shield reduced that by 2. On corners 3 and 4, the Chaos player will gain 5 health. Slasher doesn't deal any damage because of the Mystic Shield. Banner Carrier going into play, so stops the Slasher from being removed, and on corners 3 and 4 he will increase the damage by 1 to adjacent units. Hellfire Blast goes into play, so on the 4th corner it will deal 10 damage to the Destruction player and he will deal 3 damage to himself. So one of the first of the huge spells coming out. So the only trouble with the really high damage spells is it takes a while for the spell to actually come off. But with the Curseling, you can speed it up a little bit with the Curseling's Heroic Act. So Battle Glory coming out. So every time the Destruction player damages the Chaos player, he will gain 1 health. So another Grot Slasher coming out. So normally be 1 damage, but because it's got a stack of 1, it increases by 1. So he does 2 damage, reduced by 1 because of the Mystic Shield. So 5 health coming back for the Chaos player. So this game's been filmed at Northants Wargamers. They meet on the Tuesday night at Roadmend music venue. We've got about 12 players playing Age of Sigmar at the moment, so yeah, it's been very well received. Grot Slashers will do 3 damage this turn because of the Banner Carrier increases damage on its corner rotation. So normally 2 from the Grot Slashers, but it goes up to 3 because of the Banner Carrier. And a health pack because of Battle Chant. So Destruction players drawing 2 cards. 5 health restored from Chaotic Restoration. So 1 corner to go for the Hellfire Blast. Will the Curseling trigger his Heroic? Mystic Shield going in. Tactical Formation on the Curseling. So he draws a card, but the secondary effect of Tactical Formation doesn't trigger because all the other champions are engaged. No damage from the Grot Slashers. Orruk Scrappers going into play, so they've got a stack of 2, so their damage will be increased by 2. So on the next rotation, you'll be dealing 4 damage. So Mystic Shield goes round. So the Hellfire Blast will normally deal 3 damage to the Chaos player, but Mystic Shield reduced that by 1. And then Sam will take 10 damage from the Hellfire Blast. So a nice big hit. So Blood Hunt on the banner carrier to get rid of that. Chaos player will gain 1 health, and Curseling trickles round again on a quest. See, the Chaos player is getting through his getting through his quest quite well, but each card, you know, if you're looking at 4 rotations, actually takes a while to come round. So, Oryx Scrappers hit for 4, reduced by 1 because of Mystic Shield. Another banner carrier going in. So, stops the Scrappers from being removed and will increase damage to adjacent units when it hits its corners 3 and 4. So, all the Chaos players' spells are exhausted. So, let's go again. Tactical formation on the Iridescent Horror. So draws a card, switches places with one another. The Chaos player certainly likes having the Gaunt Summoner and the Curseling as its columns 2 and 3. Summon Demon does its final corner. Wanton Destruction, so 1 damage to himself. And then 14 damage coming Destruction player's way on turn 4. In 4 turns time, I should say. So nothing this turn from the Oryx Scrappers. Mosh Pit, 3 damage to your opponent, and he can increase the damage per support, so that's another 2 damage, so 5 damage there. If it had played Mosh Pit on Gordrakk, then it would have been 5 damage as well, because it had been across from a wizard. Frenzied Charge comes out, so when the Destruction player deploys a Orc card, he draws cards equal to the rotation number. So 1 damage from Wanton Destruction. Summon Demon deals 1 damage to Destruction player and allows him to put a demon into play from his hand. So Slashing Screamer goes in. So he'll take corner damage to the Destruction player and then 1 damage himself. And then he's got a Heroic Act where he can take 1 damage and then he can remove a card on the Destruction player's side. Searing Firestorm going into play. So in 4 turns time, 7 Ren damage is coming Destruction player's way. So Blessing should rotate first. 5 damage from the Oryx Scrappers. So normally 2 plus 2 for the support and then plus 1 for the banner carrier. So Destruction player passes, draws 2 cards. Wanton Destruction now deals 2 damage to the Chaos player. 2 damage from the Slashing Screamers and 1 damage to himself. So if the Chaos player can do a quick 7 damage, Wanton Destruction will go off and we'll be there. So at the minute, in 2 turns time, the Chaos player will win. So he did 1 damage from the Heroic Act from the Slashing Screamers, and then played Blood from the Blood God to remove the Slashing Screamers and then give himself 5 health. So the stack is done. It's always nice to see a completely clear board on Destruction player's turn. So Orc Scrappers going in. Draw 2 cards from Frenzied Charge Blessing because it was an Orc unit that was deployed. And then Brutish Resilience going into play, which reduces damage on its 3 corners. So he's going to get 1 damage reduction. It would be increased if there was any stacked units adjacent to it. Wanton Destruction's gone off. 14 damage. So Chaos player draws 2. So 2 damage from the Orc Scrappers. So unless Sam can get rid of that Chaos spell at the top, Searing Hellfire, then he's going to be on 1 health. Surprising Skulkers going into play. So Sam played a double, tried to play the unit twice. You can't play the same card twice. So little accident there. Ian spotted it. So the Skulkers are going on Gordrak's stack. So they're just tidying up one of the Champions Blessings. So he would have triggered damage on the Orc Scrappers, inflicting damage last turn, and then, or this turn I should say, and then he would hit a unit being deployed with this, with the Grot unit going into play. So Sam's going to pass and draw 1 card. Wanton Destruction's finished. 7 Ren damage. So Destruction player is on 1 health. So Chaos player passes, draws 2. So there's not many Chaos spell cards that will deal 1 damage straight away. So yeah, would have to it'd have to put another spell in play and then pass, and have to wait another turn to finish Sam off. This is where you might look at your construction and put a Blood Reaver Chieftain in. Maybe take the Gaunt Summoner out, put a Blood Reaver Chieftain in. You can deal 1 damage and finish things off. So Crowdy Wolf Chariot going into play on the stack of 2, and another Skulker unit going in. Summon Demon going in, completes the quest for the Iridescent Horror, gets Sench's Fortune. So 4 extra damage on spells now. It just needs get a spell in play. Arcane Bolt goes into play. So Sam needs to do something this turn, otherwise he's finished. That Summon Demon will deal 5 damage. So he's having a long think of it. He's now looking at Gordrakk to see what his heroic ability can do. Can it save him? At the moment, the Orc player has 8 and 3 damage there. So he's got 11 damage on the board if he triggers Gordrakk's ability. He needs 14 to win. If he can't do it, it's not too bad, because Cunning Grot Shaman can save him anyway. So, Surprising Skulker's going into play. Gordrakk hits his heroic. Everybody goes to their final corner. So, 3 damage each from the Skulking Stalkers, 8 damage from the Wolf Chariot, 14 damage inflicted. So there we go, Destruction 1, pulled it out of the bag. Fantastic game. Cheers for watching. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. All comments are gratefully received, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye bye.